So I've been with the business 32 years on Sunday. Started here when I was 12, 23 years of age. And at the time, Repro was nothing like it is now. There was just me and one photocopier, big photocopier. And that was
Really?
it. Yeah, really. There's that many opportunities at head office. You could go and give it a go and see what works for you at the end of the day.
Welcome to Life Next Podcast, Ted.
Afternoon.
Nice to have you on.
Thank you very much.
So you are a product development manager in our technology team, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Stock and pricing technology is
Stock and
the area I
pricing
work in.
technology.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely going to ask what that entails in a sec.
Yeah.
But before you do, please like, subscribe, and visit our careers website. And watch some of the other episodes as well, and give me and Ted a like. So let's get into it, shall we? So what does that role entail? Because what is it in your own words?
Product development manager, you're kind of looking after the projects. It's a kind of a new way of saying a project manager. Since Simon's kind of shifted our technology basis to being something we can sell as a business, like TP clients and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a product that you can sell. So that's why the role's changed from a project manager into a product development manager, because they view everything that we create in terms of technology as a product that we could potentially sell to outside sources. So it is pretty much like a project manager's role. So I have a squad of devs that I have to look after. We get projects from different areas of the business. For me, my business partner is product operations.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So we deal with Matt Meachin's area and Deanna on a regular basis, Sarah Howkins, to kind of evolve their systems and make them better, whether that's .NET screens, modernising the mainframe. You know what the mainframe is?
Yeah, we've had people on basically the mainframe's like the core foundation of where all our stock runs, right?
Yeah, it's kind of the big machine in the background that crunches all the numbers very efficiently, but it's very, very old school technology.
Yeah.
So we do some of the modernisation on that project. So we're giving the younger generation nice pointy clicky front end screens that they can understand rather than the 8 colours that you get on a mainframe. So a bit of interfacing with that, looking after my team, managing those projects, hitting the deadlines, and reacting to whatever the business wants really at the end of the day.
Yeah. So it's going to be varied and a lot to tackle, I guess, at times as well. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot to learn. There's a lot. I'm a non-technical project manager as well, so I don't have a coding background at all, as you get to learn throughout my course and my career at Next. So it's not my background at all, but. So I'm more of a people manager. So it's just kind of organising people and making sure they're hitting their deadlines and hitting their targets and staying on track with the projects and the developments that are coming our way.
So where did you start then, like in Next? And how long ago was that?
So I've been with the business 32 years on Sunday.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a good stint, that is a good old stint.
Started here when I was 12, 23. 23 years of age. Came one Christmas as a temp, collecting the wonderful computer line listing reports that we used to get. So masses of reams of paper that used to get printed off that the merchandisers and finance used to use. So collecting all that rubbish that used to get dumped around site quite a lot once it's done. Did that for a couple of months over Christmas to help out because I had a bit of a backlog. Then the opportunity came June time to take a full-time role with the office services department as a porter. So my first real proper job with Next was actually office services porter. So the guys that you see shifting all the boxes around sites or at product training, or the guys that do direct to desk. That's where I first started.
God, and then how did you get into technology from that then? Where did that, what bridged that gap?
From being a porter, then after about 12, 14 months, I got given the opportunity to go and work in the Repro graphics department. And at the time, Repro was nothing like it is now. There was just me and one photocopier, big photocopier. And that was it. Yeah, really. Yeah, really. Yeah, that was it. But there's only 500 people on site then.
Oh, okay.
So there's not as many people.
A bit smaller.
Not quite as big as it is now. So I did that for a while. Then from there, I became the post room supervisor. So I used to look after post room and Repro graphics. I did such a good job in that. Repro, it kind of sparked a bit of an interest in other stuff. Opportunity came along to work in print systems. So we used to print all of our reports off site with IBM, and IBM sold that part of the business. Next took aspects of that on and created their own print team on site. So there's opportunity there, and that's how I got into tech, is going into print systems. So taking the transferable skills from Repro into the print systems area, and then being exposed to mainframe, which is now currently where I work.
Wow, what an interesting way of getting into tech, eh? Like from from Office Porter to Repro to that, not your usual route, eh?
No, definitely not. I think if you speak to a lot of people that have been here a long time, you'll find that they've started in one role and then slowly evolved into something else, mainly by having a bit of an interest, talking to the people within that area, trying to get a bit of a sponsor, and then perhaps pushing into those gaps if they can. So yeah, it's been good.
And then if you kind of just, because you were then kind of in the mainframe area, as your role just evolved as next technologies evolved then, or?
The opportunity, the print systems kind of lasted about 8 years before we wound that down, because we realised we were generating 4 tons of waste paper a week that nobody was really using. And as systems have evolved, reports become online and people have got spreadsheets and they don't really need the actual physical paper anymore. So from there was an opportunity to go into what stock and pricing used to be called retail stock. So there was a support team opportunity to go into that role as a trainee. And because I've got some mainframe experience, I was given the opportunity to go and do that, given some training, which was really good when I first joined. And that's kind of how I've ended up going down that route, if you like, more into mainframe. Yeah.
Nice. And you must have seen Next then evolve significantly, like you said there, because it used to be on the Enderby campus and it was like 500 people. Like, what can you remember at the moments where you're like, does it all is it been gradual, or is the moments when it's been like really like, whoa, this is a big moment or big transformation?
I'd say the biggest transformation that really kind of resonates is the website.
Yeah, when that launched, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much, because it was kind of this might be an urban myth, I don't know, but Simon was like, here's a bit of money, let's see if it works and see how it goes. And then it just kind of exploded massively, and that really changed it, because retail was always king. So I used to work heavily with the retail marketing department, and that shift has slowly become a monumental shift away from the focus of the business. I think retail stores is still the base of the business, but the website just expanded beyond belief. It was such a big surprise to everybody that it's now kind of underpins a lot of what we do, I feel.
Yeah, I know. I've heard that as well. I don't think it's a myth. I think it was one of those things where it was like, oh, we'll give it a go then, see if it's worth it. And it's probably the best small gamble we've ever took.
Yeah, exactly. Because now it's launches into international markets, and we now, I mean, you see what the share price is and you see what we made last year in terms of as a business. It's 80 plus countries now that we're into.
Oh, it's massive.
Yeah.
It is absolutely. I think, a lot of people, I think that's it a lot of the time, especially in the role I do. I think a lot of people, some people still see it as the bricks and mortar company of all their local stores, their representation. Yeah. They realise we do all them brands, we're on all these international sites, we've got all these concessions, we've got all these different opportunities as well. I don't think many people know, like in your like business area tech, that there's 1,800 people, maintaining, innovating, evolving all our technologies as well. It's massive, really.
Well, to put that into context, when I first started, the IT department was just on one side of the old building on one floor.
So that's probably no more than what, 50 people?
50 odd people.
50 people.
If that, sharing terminals, not having a PC each, the internet was not really a thing. Just before I joined, that's when the share price crashed to 6 or 7 pence, because the phone line to the city went down and everybody thought we'd cease trading. So there's no internet, there was none of that going on. So you think about how, like you say, how big we are now in terms of an IT department and how that's kind of embedded within the business now. It's absolutely huge.
Yeah, it is massive, because it is like, and this is across the business. It's like another part of the business. You've got product and you've got tech and you've got finance, and then you've got all the operations as well. There's so many big parts now, moving parts, but it all works together quite well, I think. So
yeah, very much. I think we're really embedded with the business. As I say, Simon has seen it as something we can sell, which is why the TP stuff has worked so well. And the other good thing about our tech is a lot of it's in-house. You don't get that very much. So a lot of the code we write and own ourselves. We don't go out buying to third parties en masse for things. So again, that's another bonus for us as well.
Yeah, we're not off-the-shelf brand, really, are we? We do like to use the expertise we've got, and then also refine and improve and shape things. That's for sure, 100%. Was the one moment in like going through all those roles that was like a turning point for you personally, going through them roles? Can you remember anything in particular where you thought, oh, this is pretty big for me now, like my progression or anything?
I would say going from the support team, just being a technical support analyst, and then getting the role of team leader. And it took me, to be honest, it took me 3 attempts to get that because I wasn't quite in the right place. Then I had a manager come in, Richard Eakins, who I would say to anybody within the business, get yourself a good sponsor. If you can get yourself a good sponsor, somebody that's going to go into bat for you, if you're prepared to do the work and get somebody to back you. And Rich Eakins was that for me. So he went into bat for me, showed me the right things to do, what I needed to do, because we had a conversation. We both went for the same job. I went and seen him once he got the job and said, look, I would like to be a project manager one day. I want to work with you. What can I do in order to make sure that when you go, I get that opportunity? And he was very much supportive of that and gave me a hand with that. So when he did step up to be a project manager, then when I interviewed for the team leader's job the 3rd time round, I got all my ducks in a row.
Nice.
Done all my learning and was in the right place to secure the job. So yeah, I would definitely say progressing to team leader and having that sponsor was a big moment for me. That's progressed my career in probably the past last 6 years.
Nice, yeah. Nice. And now obviously you are in that project manager role. And have you what's like kind of how do you approach it? Like, what have you learned along the way? Like, because you said right at the start, didn't you? Like, oh yeah, you're more focused on that people side. So what have you taken from like all the different parts of being at Next? And
I would definitely say looking after people.
Yeah,
I think for me personally, the best way to get the best work out of people is to actually look after them. If they're happy in their job, and if I can make sure they are happy in their job, then you tend to get more productive, happy people. So that is my big takeaway for me, is making sure that my team are happy, they're involved, and supported and encouraged as much as possible. If they want to progress, because I've seen how that works for me, then I'm more than happy to do that for them as well and try and push them on. I use Clear Review a lot, support people a lot, try and progress them through that with objectives, clear objectives, and just being supportive as possible, really. And try and be flexible as well, I think, because it's like work's work, but everybody has stuff going on outside of work.
Everyone's got a life.
Yeah.
And
it's
life
understanding
happens.
that as well. So it's all right having employees, but understand who your employees are and be supportive as you can, really.
Yeah, I think that's really key, because I think as well, there's sometimes you might have an employee that's just starting work and they're just keen and, ambitious and want to go at it. But then there's someone else that's like, I've just starting a family, like, it would be good to, just give me that little bit of flexibility in order for me to,
Yeah, but you also have people coming towards the end of their careers as well, and I think
that's a good point.
Mainframe is an old technology, so a lot of the developers are of a certain age, unfortunately, which is where the Mainframe Academy kind of comes into it. Is trying to renew that, but the guys that are coming towards the end of the careers are not pushing to get to the next level. So it's understanding them and making sure that you can help them towards the end of their journey at Next, and tailoring their work and objectives around that as well. So you're still getting good work out of them, but let's face it, they're not going to want 4 or 5 objectives because they're pushing for the next level.
No,
they just want to do their job and do it well. So it's understanding people as well, I think, is really key.
Yeah, no, I think that is. I think that's good, and I think how you said with like when you were looking to progress as well and stuff, just being really honest and open with people is it's so helpful and such an easy way to just get to actually tell me what you want, like, and let's work on it, like. And that, I see that so many times, and it's such a. I don't think it's unique to Next, but I see it so much here that it's proper embedded to the culture for sure. So it's a big thing. And what are some of the ways then, like, because you did say obviously they're like, when we all know Mainframe is an old technology, but what are some of the ways kind of you in the team, or maybe tech in particular, are kind of innovating and pushing things forward now?
Well, I think Simon said in his speech about AI, trying to embed AI, that's rapidly evolving. So we've taken on board Copilot to help with the guys with the coding, VS Code as well, which the Mainframe guys are using to help write their code and understand their code. It can be a little bit tricky trying to embed these things and get people on board, but they're seeing the benefits of it.
And is that a time efficiency thing mainly, or
It does. It can help with that. Yeah, definitely. It iron out the wrinkles a little bit in terms of what they're trying to do. The Gemini product is good. Notebook LM is a massive thing. So we're being encouraged now. We're being told by the Ways of Working Guild that any project that kicks off, we have to have a Notebook LM for it. So straight away, you're inputting all the requirements into that. We use something called Azure DevOps ADO to manage our projects. And that writes user stories and requirements and stuff. And we can now get that out of Notebook LM, so it actually helps speed that process up.
Yeah.
So the next thing they're looking at is testing. So we're trying to cut down our estimates and trying to cut down our lead times in terms of projects by using the tools available to us. Again, it's a learning process. And working with the Ways of Working Guild, they're kind of coming up with a kind of a set kind of list of questions that you put into the Notebook LM or Gemini that helps you kind of refine that a little bit. So we kind of standardise things. So everybody's kind of work the same way is the big plan. Yeah.
That's really interesting, actually. Yeah, because I deal in a lot in like you say there, projects come in, and I think sometimes, don't get me wrong, people know what they want, but maybe they don't know all the details. So then it's a bit like you're like, right, how do I extract that information to deliver something?
Yeah.
That everyone's happy with, yeah.
It's a viable product. Yeah. I mean, we've got business analysts that work with the teams as well that interact with our product owners to help extract that information as well. But once we've got it into Notebook LM as a central repository and everybody's putting their ideas in there, so you've got your meetings, you've got your requirements, everything else, you can then start to boil it down a little bit you can boil it down a lot really, depending on what kind of questions you ask. But it is actually proven to be a really good tool to help us speed that process up, because otherwise you've got a lot of manual process in terms of writing down the requirements.
Yeah.
I think the next innovation for that, we were talking about actually on Wednesday when we had an away day, is getting plugins with Google into our ADO process. So you wouldn't even need to copy and paste it out of Notebook LM anymore. It would just transfer straight into Notebook
Interesting.
LM. So that actually, again, it's just adding.
It's moving quick, isn't it? Really,
really quick, scarily so.
Yeah, I think the way I keep describing it and keep saying to people, it feels like, I mean, I can't really remember it because it's a bit too long, but it feels like when the intranet launched, a similar sort of vibe. Yeah. But probably a bit quicker as well.
It's definitely quicker because it's learning from itself as well. So it's just rapidly expanding all the time.
Where do you think it, like, not in a scary way, but where do you think it'll go in terms of like evolving?
To be honest with you, I did ask Gemini whether it's going to take over the world at one point. And we ended up in a round robin argument about whether it was or not. It flatly denied it. But I don't know really. I think it's because even though we're using these AI products to help refine things, you've still got to do manual checks on it to make sure that what it's coming out with is coherent. The guy that was Paul Sibley that looks after the Ways of Working,
I know Paul.
Explaining to us these products can actually, he calls it hallucinate.
Okay.
So if they've got missing gaps in the information, they kind of make stuff up in order to fill the gaps.
Okay.
So there's still a requirement for people to check what's coming out the back end of it, because you can't 100% trust it. But it should hopefully help us turn around projects a lot quicker, I think is the overall reward, I think, for us in the end. So yeah, I think turning projects around quicker will be, I think, a massive benefit to the business.
I agree with that. I think efficiencies and speed of things is definitely number one.
Yeah.
And then I think looking then of ways of, like in my area, looking at ways of improving upon creativity. But like you say, you're still going to need that initial from a person. It's not thinking for itself yet.
No, we don't want a Skynet situation.
No, thank you. No, thank you. And kind of just going on to kind of towards the end in terms of over your career then, like you've had so much in terms of, different opportunities. And if someone was going to come and join next, what advice do you think you'd give them? Like what would you say? Because, you must have learned so much in the 32 years you've been here.
I would definitely say if you've got an interest in something, then talk to those people in that area. Get yourself a sponsor. So if there's a particular, as I say, area that you are interested in and you're looking to get there, go and talk to them about what do I need to do in order to do this, whether that's learning outside, whether that's stuff that you can get involved in your own time, whether it might even be a secondment, whether there's an opportunity to secondment or something like that as well. But go and talk to the people in the area, understand the area that you want to get into and show an interest in it, then that will definitely help push things forward. And then just be as honest and open as you can, and work as hard as you can. Be open to new opportunities, I would say. Don't poo-poo things or push things back. Just go and have a go. It might not be right for you. I mean, you try a couple of different things. There's that many opportunities at head office. You could go and give it a go and see what works for you at the end of the day. Because like I say, 32 years ago, I was a porter. Now I'm a technology product development manager. It's, life changes rapidly.
Yeah. And I think that's it. It's quite quick as well. I think even, there might be some people that I want this in a year or 2 years, but I say it a lot to my team. It will come. The opportunity will present itself. You've just got to know. You've just got to be patient and wait for it, because it will come.
Yeah, and that's what I mean about it. Put yourself in a good position that when that opportunity comes, you can take advantage of it by talking to those people that can give you the inside information that you need in order to take that opportunity. Is definitely something you need to go and do. Just get yourself out there, get yourself known, get yourself involved in things. Yeah, it's a good way to do that. Get yourself known. Yeah, well, definitely.
Wicked. Well, thanks for coming on, Ted. I mean, I think it's such a great story, of like success and growing it next. Like, we talk about it loads on this podcast. So for someone to come on and be like, look, yeah, I've done it.
Yeah.
He's great. So thank you for coming on.
No, you're more than welcome. Thank you very much for having us.